Again, talking about grammar and answering all the questions about how to teach grammar communicatively. Good, so this is a PPP model, and I know that all of you are familiar with this model. It's presentation, practice, production. In the presentation stage, it's a stage in which you build interest, you create the context. So you can demonstrate, you can personalize, you can create a situation, you can give examples, you can explain, or you can start with the text. Then we have practice. In the practice, we have different tasks or different exercises. You can start with multiple choice answers, gut filling questions, task completion. There are different, exercises. Then the production. The production is the stage in which students are going to use their own language. So we can, choose to work on role plays, discussions, debates, etc. Now, when we are teaching grammar, there is something very important is about how can you help students discover or observe the form or the structure, and how can you enjoy using that structure. Number one, color coding. Here I colored the ed form, past form. I played. I did not say to my students that the past of play is ed, but they observe by themselves. So color coding. I played tennis yesterday. She watched a movie last night. Color coding is a way of helping students to discover the rule or the form, to highlight the structure. Number two, you can use diagramming. It can be a timeline. So as you see here, there is the past, it's a timeline, the present, and the future. It's very good to help students compare and contrast the tenses. So I played, I play, I will play. The future, you can also use your body language. Yesterday, I played. Now, I am playing. Tomorrow, I'm going to play, or I will play. There's another good tip when you are helping students to observe the structure is KISS. KISS stands for keep it short and simple. Blah, 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 confuse students. Don't talk a lot. Demonstrate, use pictures, use VA, use your body language. And instructions must be very clear and simple. Teaching grammar, if you want students to enjoy, use games, fun activities. Okay, good. We move to now the stages. When you are teaching grammar, what is the lesson? You start with what? So these are they are not in order. These stages are not in order. We have highlight the form, restricted practice, highlight the written form, build interest, free practice, concept checking, or model sentence. Now, what is number one? What's the first stage, the second, the third, etc. I'm going to show you the stages that are very important, and they are going to help you to plan your lesson very well. So, number one, build interest. The class talks about what things they enjoyed doing when they were children. Let's imagine we are teaching students expressing past habits with used to plus base form. I'm going to start with building interest. So building interest is the first stage. The class talks about what things they enjoyed doing when they were children. The teacher can ask them, what did you you enjoyed in the past doing what? I enjoyed playing tennis. I enjoyed learning English, something like that. Okay, just to introduce the form, to introduce the structure used to. Number two, you model the sentence. The teacher says, Muhammad used to play football. So modeling the sentence. Number three, you highlight meaning. And very important, meaning, then the form. The students cannot use the form effectively unless they know the meaning. What does it mean? So the teacher draws a timeline on the board showing, there's a mistake of showing here, sorry, showing a period in the past with several cross within. I used to watch cartoons when I was a kid, but now, anymore. I used to. Number four, highlight the form. The teacher draws a timeline on the board and he writes, for example, used to plus base form. Number five, checking understanding. Now we are going to check understanding. How? Please don't tell your student, did you understand? They will say yes. because they are shy or they feel embarrassed or confused. Now ask them correct questions to elicit information. What did you used to do when you were a kid? Did you used to play tennis? Yes. So what did you used to do? Etc. Number 6, highlight the written form. The teacher writes the model sentence on the board. Used to plus base, sorry, not verb. Here is another mistake, right? Verb. Number 7, summarize the rule. You generate the rule with the whole class. Okay. So when we talk about past habits, what do we have? Subject, I, plus used to, good, plus base form. What do we mean by base form? No change of the verb. Excellent. Number 8, we move to practice. And there are two types of practice. There is restricted practice, like gut filling, multiple choice answers, write the words in the correct form, etc. Once they finish, report back. Students should answer. Either you invite them to go to the board and answer, or they stand up and answer the exercise. Number 10, free practice. So remember, we have two types of practice: restricted and free. Freer practice is a production stage. Okay. So students write 3 more sentences about their lives as children and share them with their partners. And again, once they finish, once they work in groups, I need a volunteer. Go to the board and write the answers. As you see here, these are the very important stages. I put them in details. So when you are planning for your grammar lesson, you know which stage you start from. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, etc. Number 1, build interest. Number 2, you model the sentence. Number 3, you highlight the meaning. Then you highlight the form. Then there is concept checking. Then summarize the rule. Then we have practice, 2 types of practice: restricted and freer practice. Freer is production stage. Okay, good. As a conclusion, when teaching grammar, there are several questions we need to ask ourselves. Number 1, how can I help my students know about the use? How can I help my learners notice the form? What problems might my students face when learning the new language? How can I make the lesson fun, meaningful, and memorable? So these are the questions that we have to ask when presenting or teaching grammar. Thank you so much for your attention. And as you know, due to coronavirus, we are moving to online courses. All the time I'm going to record a video about my presentations and I'm going to share with you. Thank you. Goodbye.